Now might be a good time to buy an investment property. Now, if you've been considering buying investment property over the past 18 months, now could actually be a good time to buy. So while there has been a lot of focus and attention on rising interest rates, the truth of the matter is that they are still at very manageable levels. The shock has come from them being at historically rock bottom levels. And we've noticed that there's a lot of positive data in the market at the moment if you're interested in buying your first investment property. So now might be a good time to take advantage of this, to get out, start looking and start thinking about that first step. So what I'm seeing is that there are 3 factors working in your favour right now. So let's go through and cover these. Number 1, equity in your home. If you've owned your home for a few years, with the strong increase in property prices in recent times, your property will have increased in value quite a lot. With this in mind, there's a good chance that you've built up substantial equity in your home, and you can look to access the usable equity, as this can now be used as a valuable resource with your existing property acting as a security on your investment property. Effectively, you borrow the deposit for the new property using the equity in your current home. Number 2, there's more demand for rentals. Right now, there is more demand than ever for rental properties as vacancy rates remain at record lows across Australia and particularly in southeast Queensland. Now, there are a lot of pros in terms of this demand, and your property is likely to be rented out very quickly. An added bonus is that with the rental shortage, this is driving up weekly rents, allowing investors to help cover the costs associated with owning an investment property and the higher interest rates. Now, we've got a client who rented out their investment property on the Sunshine Coast, and it was rented for $430 per week over the last 12 months. The new proposed rental income from the 1st of October 2022, but the same property with a new tenancy term, is somewhere between $550 and $585 per week. Now, this puts them in a great position even with the rising interest rates that we're seeing. Number 3, at the moment it's much easier and much more realistic to buy in the current market. For a while back there, our clients were missing out on buying properties. There were multiple offers and inflated prices, which makes it really hard buying a property, and it makes it almost impossible to buy an investment property at a good price with good terms. You also couldn't buy a house as everything was getting sold so quickly to interstate cash buyers. Now we're seeing a real change in the market. At the moment, many houses are on the market only receiving 1 or 2 offers, and it's taking a lot longer now to sell, so it's much less competitive. Houses are remaining on the market for longer, and agents and sellers are prepared to negotiate. And there's a chance, and this is the chance, to stay calm and to take advantage of the uncertainty that's out there at the moment. Everyone I'm talking to at the moment is finding that things are very different in the finance game to what they were a few months ago. Finance is getting harder and harder, so buying an investment property is about making the finance work. Buying an investment property is really just as important to consider the finance as well as it is to consider the rent and the bricks and mortar. Strategic property investors make sure that they have a plan for changes in the market, and they do this by having financial buffers. An example of this can be having money sitting in your offset account to cover any vacancy or any increases in loan repayments. Lastly, you obviously need your finance approved. Now, whilst it can be more challenging, that's why you need to have an investment savvy mortgage broker on your side. They will help you get the loan approved and help give you a plan for your loan in the future. If you're interested in talking to someone about starting your investment portfolio and buying your first home and how it works, please don't hesitate to give us a call.